I bet everyone has experienced something similar at least once. You know the material, you studied, you prepared, you are ready. And then someone looks at you, or the camera turns on, or your name gets called, and your mind goes completely blank. Not because you forgot, you just can't think as usual anymore. Because something far older and far more powerful than your conscious mind just took the wheel. Fear is one of the oldest software our brain runs. It was there before language, before memory, before you had any idea what you were afraid of. And it has one mission: keep you alive. The problem is that it does not always know the difference between a predator and a public activity. Before we proceed, I want to share with you a neurologist-approved technique for instant calm and stress reduction you can use anywhere and anytime. In exchange, I kindly ask you to spare me 5 minutes of your time by watching the video to the end. YouTube's algorithms are not kind nowadays. Thank you in advance. Take a full breath in through your nose, and then try as hard as you can to take in a little more air, even if it's just a tiny bit. Then release everything in one long, slow exhale through the mouth. Repeat a few times. You will definitely feel the difference. This is called an upgraded physiological sigh. It deflates the tiny air sacs in the lungs that collapse under stress, resets the nervous system within seconds, and measurably lowers heart rate faster than any other breathing pattern science has found. So, here's what fear does to a person who has something to say. The voice drops, the hands shake slightly, the thought that was clear a second ago becomes slippery, hard to hold. The audience, real or imagined, becomes something to survive rather than something to conquer. And in that moment, the person does not share what they know. They retreat. They stay quiet. They scroll past the record button one more time. We live in a time when a single video of your shame, a single phone recording of your unpopular or poorly worded statement can reach 1 million people in a week. The barrier between having something to say and being heard by the world has never been lower, and yet more people than ever feel frozen in front of that open door. Not because they have nothing to offer, because fear convinced them, in the split second before they pressed record, that they were not ready. Not now. The conditions are not right. Some other time. Do you remember your friends at exams? It's the same story there. A student who knew every answer at midnight sits down the next morning and feels the knowledge sliding away from them as the clock starts. This is not failure of memory. It is the body flooding the system with cortisol and adrenaline, redirecting blood flow away from the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles reasoning, language, and recall. Fear does not just distract you, it physically reroutes your thinking. The nervous system, preparing you to fight or run, briefly turns off the parts of you that are trying to prove that you're not a chemistry layman. That all is a fear in action. And this is a real tragedy. Its job description has not been updated in 2 million years. And yet, without fear, we might not have gotten this far. The human beings who survived long enough to become your ancestors were the ones who hesitated at the edge of the dark forest, who felt the chest tighten before crossing the unfamiliar plain, who woke in the night at a sound that turned out to be nothing, but who woke without hesitation. Fear was not their weakness. Fear was their competitive advantage. Every living thing that has survived longer than a single generation carries fear in its biology. The gazelle's sprint, the bird's instinct to break from a group when a shadow passes, the way your cat goes still and alert before you hear anything at all. Fear is the mechanism by which the living stay living. But overall, fear mechanism is extremely ambiguous. The student who freezes during an exam also studied for 3 weeks because failing frightened them more than the study did. The person who cannot press record also practiced their speech 40 times in the mirror because somewhere beneath the fear of being seen was a fear of never being known. Deadlines exist because without them, nothing gets finished. Because the mild, productive fear of consequences is often the only thing standing between intention and action. Fear of consequences built legal systems, surgical checklists, and every safety protocol that has ever saved a life. The thing that paralyzes you and the thing that prepares you are the same thing, running at different intensities. The body does not know how to feel just a little afraid, but the mind can learn how to work with the signal rather than against it. Some of the greatest achievements in human history were driven not by ambition alone, but by fear running underneath it. Fear of disease built medicine. Fear of the dark built fire, then electricity. Fear of being forgotten built art, literature, and every monument that has ever outlasted the person who made it. The explorers who mapped unknown coastlines were terrified, and they went anyway, because the fear of dying having seen nothing was greater than the fear of the sea. Fear is not the enemy. It is the oldest ally you have. The goal is not to eliminate it. The goal is to stop letting it make decisions for you.